my beautiful ducklings. Okay, so this is the 4th time that I have filmed this because I keep fucking it up. Basically, this is the, not basically, it is. This is the review for Ted 2. And I wanted to make sure that I did it right this time. So just for you lovely little ducklings, Mommy got her laptop out with everybody's name on it so that I can make sure I got it right. And so we've got Mark Wahlberg, Seth MacFarlane, Amanda Seyfried, Jessica Barth, who plays Ted's wife. And then we've got Giovanni Ribisi, who I love so much that I even named my daughter after him. And then we've got so many others that I don't want to tell you because those are like the cameos that are like, you don't expect it, and then it happens, and you're like, what? That's awesome! So, full disclosure, my toe is stuck in my blanket right now. Full disclosure, I had a few cocktails before I went and I saw the movie, and that is why we are now sitting with my knee tripod instead of on my wall. And that is also why my review is all wonky. I hope that was funny. Okay, so anyway, if you're wearing earbuds, now's the time to take them out. Okay, so this movie was so fucking funny, guys. I obviously had a few cocktails once I got home as well. But I mean, it's not my fault. This is the 4th fucking time I've done this. Alright, so anyhow, it doesn't really pick up after Ted, the first one ended. It's more like set in the future a little bit, like a few years later. So basically what happens is, you can learn from the trailers, so Ted gets married and then they want to have a baby and they can't because he's not really a human. Well, in the movie, and I don't know if these are going to be spoilers because again, I had a few cocktails, so if I spoil the movie, I apologize, but honestly, I don't think it's spoilers. Basically what it is, their marriage is kind of like on the rocks, and so a co-worker tells Ted, like, you know what you need to do, y'all should have a baby. So he's like, okay, well, there's a great idea, we'll go and we'll have a baby, and when they try to do that, it doesn't work out because he's not human, and the government is like, yeah, we're not going to give a baby to a stuffed animal, and then they're like, you know what, you've been flying under the radar all this time, like, now we're on to you, basically. And so they're trying to deem him as property, and so what that means is he's not going to be able to have a license, he can't drive, he can't work, like, he's not going to be able to do anything, because if he's not human, obviously he can't have citizenship. So it's like, literally everything just gets taken away from him. And so you follow that for a little bit, but then it goes more into, like, it takes away from, like, the whole, like, trying to find, like, how to have a baby thing. It's more so you're following him, trying to, like, prove that he's not property, like, he's not somebody's toy, and then it's, like, this might be a bit of a spoiler, but basically, like, the toy company that made him before he became real, they, like, want him back so they can figure out how did he become real so that they can make, like, a bunch of little Teds, like, real life teddy bears. And so that's pretty much what you follow along. So for me, I was laughing, like, it was the first 3 minutes I was laughing, then 7 minutes I was laughing, then 10 minutes while I was laughing, and then I just stopped trying to, like, count all that, and I just started laughing and just enjoying the fucking movie because it was that stinking funny. Like, it literally was, I mean, I thought the first one was funny. Like, this one was stinking hilarious. Seth MacFarlane, I mean, come on. Like, he is a comedic genius. The only negative that I have is, like, if you've ever watched Family Guy, you know how, like, with that chicken thing where they'll do something and it's like it goes on and on and on and on. So it's like, okay, you said the same thing 5 times. I get it. And then they say it 5 more times. They kind of did do that, like, once or twice. But other than that, like, this shit was so funny. And I honestly didn't realize that Seth MacFarlane was the voice of Ted. I remember I was, like, thinking, like, I was sitting there and I was like, I know that voice. It kind of sounds like Brian. It kind of sounds like Chris. It kind of sounds like Peter. Well, it turns out it was Seth MacFarlane, which was just awesome for me. I don't want to name drop, so I'm not going to say anything other than, I'm not going to do it, Jay Leno, Morgan Freeman. I don't want to name drop, I don't want to ruin it for you, so I won't say anything. But just, this movie was stinking hilarious. I think I explained it well enough. that you kind of get the premise. The actual performances were freaking amazing. Jessica Barth, who I had never heard of before, she was so good. Amanda Seyfried, always good. Mark Wahlberg, come on. But it was really riveting. And then, of course, Giovanni Ribisi. You know, I love Giovanni Ribisi. Like I said, I named my daughter after him. So it was a really good movie. Redbox, absolutely. Redbox it when it comes out. I'm going to Redbox it. I'm actually going to go see it again this week. We just haven't figured out what day. Is it worth the ticket? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, go see this damn movie. I thought Spy was funny. I hadn't seen shit. Like, this is hilarious. And then, when it comes out on DVD, I don't say it often, where it's like, well, I'll spend $25 on it. For this one, just because it's a comedy and once you've heard the jokes, you've heard the jokes, I would probably go ahead and wait. But I would absolutely say, you know, watch it, Redbox it, go see it in the theaters. Like, do what you gotta do to see this movie, homie. It is freaking hilarious. There's so much funny stuff. And that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up. I can only do 1 because I gotta hold my iPad. So just pretend this is 2 thumbs. And with that, take your earbuds out. The council has spoken. That one was good. All right, that's all for now, folks.